Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Women in Leadership, where we find local ladies doing amazing things in the community and learn a bit more about what it takes to be a leader in their field. Today with me, I have Trudy Hancock, and once again, thank you so much for coming out today.
Sure, happy to be here.
Absolutely. So to get us started, just wanted to ask, tell me about what you do in your current role and how long you've been doing it.
So I'm the elections administrator for Brazos County. I have been an elections administrator since 2005. And before that, I was in the county clerk's office in Robertson County doing elections. So over 20 years in the elections field, and I just love it.
Just out of curiosity, what caused you to move over to the Brazos Valley?
It was a good growth opportunity. You know, when you've been somewhere, I was in Robertson County for a little over 11 years, and just felt it was time for a move. And so I was offered the opportunity to come over and interview for the position here, and was offered the position, and just love it over here.
I love that. And now you can go see the fighting Texas Aggies over here, huh?
Oh, of course.
Love to hear that. Yeah. And what made you want to be in this role?
You know, I've had a lot of people ask me that, and as a little girl, you didn't grow up thinking, man, I want to be an elections administrator when I grow up. No, I just started out serving as an election judge in the precinct where I lived in Robertson County, and it just grew from there. Just got in my blood and just never left.
I understand that. You know, as a kid, I thought that one day I'd be the one bringing back the dinosaurs, and now I'm here as a journalist.
Yeah.
That being said, all it took was one watch of Jurassic Park to realize that was probably not the
yes.
dream I want to aspire for. Yeah. For sure. So what do you most want people to know about Brazos Valley elections for this year?
I want our voters to know that your votes are safe and secure. They're cast in the manner they're cast the way that you want them, and they're counted the way that you meant to vote. We want everyone to have confidence in our elections and know that we do everything possible to secure those elections.
Because I understand with elections, you've got a lot of strong emotions from a lot of people who want to make sure that their votes are secure and that they're confident in it. And
right. You know, and I can't fault anyone because they're just as passionate about their vote as I am about doing what I do to protect their votes. So,
yeah, definitely. And I think it's one of the most important ways to be able to speak out and,
yes, it is.
Contribute to democracy. Yeah.
Yes. And I think a lot of people overlook our local elections thinking they're not as important. But to me, those impact us the most. And because it's from a smaller pool, your voice really does make more of an impact.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And what motivates you to keep going, and who was someone that encouraged you along the way?
You know, just knowing that what I do matters and it's important. I feel that my staff I have one of the most amazing staffs, and, we're there to serve our voters and be sure that everything is handled appropriately. Just being civic-minded and wanting to be sure that people get the best experience in their voting.
I can imagine having a supportive staff behind you is so important.
Oh, yes, it is. I wouldn't be able to do my job without my staff.
All right. So in that case, where in your journey have you felt support as a woman in a leadership role?
I feel support on lots of different fields. First of all, my family. They're very supportive in my role in the things that I do. My job takes a lot of time. I don't know that I could do it if I had small children at home. It's just me and my husband, and I have grandchildren now. But the support I feel from my family is amazing. And then again, like I said, my staff, it would not look as easy if I didn't have the amazing staff that I do. Our commissioner's court here is very supportive of me and the office and what we do. And for the most part, we have a great community who is very appreciative of what we do.
It's interesting. I feel like with every person I talk to about leadership, a lot of that time that leadership starts just growing up with leaders in the family, with moms and dads who are very encouraging towards that. And I find that very interesting.
Right. My mother is one of my biggest supporters. She has instilled in me to be confident, kind, humble, treat others like I want to be treated. she always taught me to be true to myself. Be the same during the day at my job as I am at night with my family, and just to walk that line to treat everyone the same.
Yeah, you mentioned that, to be the same person at your job as you are like at home. So
Correct.
You are the same person throughout the entire day, right?
Right. Some people, try to compartmentalize, and you have to do that to some point. But my mother always taught me to be strong and independent and go for what I wanted, and to do that in both sides of my life, private and personal. Personal and work, professional.
Right. I understand. Yeah, thank you. So has there ever been a time that you didn't feel that support or found it difficult to be a woman in your field?
Maybe not just being a woman in my field. Some fields have more women in them than others. Elections is one that has a lot of women in it. But sometimes there are different aspects maybe that people don't understand. And so maybe it's not that they're not supporting you, but they have questions and doubts maybe in some areas of elections and what goes on. So, but like I said, the Brazos County has been very supportive.
You think a lot of that support comes with putting like names to faces and being able to say, I know who these people are in our elections administration offices and I trust them?
I think so. I think it's really important for some of my staff to be out training and in our polling places so that people see them, because I think it does make an impact. If you know the person that you're dealing with, sometimes you feel more comfortable and more at ease, and able to be your true self.
Yeah, I definitely think that's an important connection to have, especially when your community, it's
Correct.
Having that trust, I think, is so important. So with that being said, what would you want any woman to know about being in a leadership role, especially if they had any hesitations or worries that they wouldn't be respected in their position?
Go after something that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about it, it just comes natural. There's still lots of hard work, but it's not as hard. Like if it's something that you really love, it's easier. And just when you know what you want, go after it. Like don't hesitate at all. Just jump right in.
Oh, yeah. I've heard people going like wildly different stories. It's like I majored in this one thing and then I tried out this other thing, found out I loved it, and now it's my entire career.
True.
Yeah, I love to hear it. In that case, do you have any female leaders you look up to or currently look up to?
I do. Like I said earlier, my mom is my biggest supporter, and she's always someone that I have looked up to. But locally, there are several ladies who come alongside me and support me. Mary Lynn Strada, the city secretary for City of Bryan, has always been very supportive of my role as the elections administrator. And she's also a good enough friend that she also tells me when I mess up. So, we all need those in our life, people that are there to hold us up, but also hold us accountable.
In that case, what advice would you give your younger self, knowing that you would one day be in this leadership role?
That's always hard. When you're young, you think you can conquer the world. I mean, there's not anything really that really holds you back. I would say keep that fearless spirit and just go after it. Go after whatever it is that you set your mind to.
I love to hear that, because I think especially like high schoolers and college students constantly feel this unease that they might be like wasting their lives already, or they don't know what they're doing with it.
Right. And I think sometimes it is just because you go into one field doesn't mean you have to stay there. And like you said earlier, sometimes you've gone to schooling or, went to trade school and then to only find out that is not really what you want to do. So just have an open mind, be willing to change, be flexible, and just see where life takes you.
Oh, yeah. I always love hearing those stories of like musicians, for example, that, also have, PhDs in neuroscience.
Correct.
And it's like, I'm
Those
so glad
two
you
really
managed
don't
to
go together.
Yeah, managed to find your passions and then connect them somehow. But
Right.
certainly I can't imagine you go into neuroscience thinking, I want to be a guitarist.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, especially early 20s, who really knows, I say that, but my granddaughter, since she was in kindergarten, said she wanted to be a marine biologist, and so that's what she's looking at going to school for. But most people do not. A lot of her friends still, being a junior and senior in high school, have no idea. just see where life takes you on that journey and go after it, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I think life is funny that way.
It is.
Always full of surprises. I love it.
Yes. You never know what's around the bend.
I love it. Well, in that case, that was my last question. So thank you once again for being here with me
Sure.
today. It was amazing to be able to talk to you. And stay tuned for more Women in Leadership.